chestnut roasting.
Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing what's on my iPad. I have an iPad Air 4. It's a green cellular 64GB iPad, and I actually have an unboxing, so make sure you watch that if you haven't yet. First of all, when you turn my iPad on, I just have this screensaver. I have this screensaver of a picture that I took in California. It's just some cacti and blossom tree. And then when you unlock my iPad, this is what it looks like. So I've moved to my bed for a better location, but I hope you guys enjoy this video. It was actually requested, so thank you for requesting it. When you unlock it, my screensaver is actually a Christmas screensaver. It's kind of hard to see like this, but when you put it this way, this is how it is. I actually use this green holiday background, and I put some characters at the bottom that I love. There's the Grinch, Olaf, that's my dog Shine from last Christmas, Elf, there's Snoopy and Woodstock somewhere down there, but they're covered by the things, and then there's some puppies with presents as well. And then on the side I put reindeer, Eeyore, some of the classic Christmas movies, Santa Claus' Sleigh, the YouTube cover for Ariana Grande and Mac Miller's Baby It's Cold Outside rendition, and then there's Winnie the Pooh and some Christmas lights in the corner. Okay, so first at the bottom here, I have Google Classroom because I go to virtual school, so I am on there every day. Then FaceTime, which is super fun to use on the iPad. Messages, because it's convenient to message over here when we're using the iPad. Hulu, because it's a theme basically, but also because we have a Hulu subscription. That's where we get all of our live TV from. This is very handy. Okay, and then this is the browser that I use most often. It's called Koja if you guys haven't heard of it, but I highly recommend it because it works just the same as other ones, and if you're a fan of Google, you can even search Google and it still counts. Like, you can use Google and it still counts towards the cause, but basically they count every time you search something, and once you get to 45 searches, you basically plant a tree. And right now I have 735 searches, and there's a bunch of other features where you can keep track of stuff like their projects that they're currently working on, where they're planting trees at, news updates. You can come over here, figure out what works, your trees, counter, stuff like that. And I think it's a great cause for so little cost to you. And then here are I keep this here because it's the previous apps that I use, which is really helpful during school because I can just bounce between them. Then these are the rest of my school apps. I have my most used ones out and then less used ones in, but I have Metamoji Notes. This is where I take all of my notes for school. Like, this is the main screen. So this is the folder for the samples that it came with. Then this is my projects folder, which I just use for some home stuff. Then I have my school folder right here, which has the most, as you can see. And these are most of my classes. They each have their own folder, but the ones that I use the most are definitely history and algebra and chemistry. So for history, I just take my notes like this. So every chapter has a page like this, something similar to that, where I write down the chronology of the events and the vocab. And then everyone has a page like that. And then I also pressed the wrong button, sorry. My algebra class is organized with some random stuff, and then the note folder again within the algebra class, and they all look a little bit different. But also, this is a free app, And the biggest downfall is that they do play 5-second ads if you open the previous notes, but it doesn't bother me much because usually I'm just going back and forth between ones I already have open. So my math class notes usually look something pretty random, honestly, and then the sword in my assignment, it's messier. And then, yeah, it just depends. I like to make them colorful because it gets me more entertained, and also I think the highlighters help me out a lot, keeping organized. And there's a lot of ways that you can mess around with this app. You do have like limited saved pens, but you can customize them from opacity, and they have some standard color options, and you can do dashed pens or solid pens. You can do calligraphy pens, and they do have grading colors for these, and yeah, there's just a bunch you can do with this. And yeah, there's also the eraser tool, which you do have to highlight it, which is something to get used to, but it doesn't take that long to get used to it. It's a little bit different, but yeah. And then there's obviously the lasso tool, so if I do that, I can, you know, click and drag, size it, and delete it. And then there's also the text, which I do use a lot for other classes, not really this one. And then they have all these options. You can change the papers, size, you can change the background, colors, you can change the paper in general. And they have a bunch of options, calendar ones, graph ones, dotted papers, lined papers, all sorts, and blank papers, grid papers, just the basic ones that I think work perfectly for me. That's Metamoji Note. Then I have Google Slides, which I use a lot for school. It goes way down. We use that a lot. And then also Docs as well. We don't use Microsoft Word at our school much. It's basically just through Google, that way it's all on our Drive, and through Google Classroom. This is where I check my grades. All I have to do is log in and it has my grades in there. Then Google Chrome I do use for school sometimes, since a lot of the stuff is through Google, like Docs and Slides. Sometimes it's more convenient to use Chrome, as well as when I'm taking tests or something, the tabs are very convenient. Then here are the rest of my school ones. I just have Google Drive, Google Meet, and Zoom obviously are very important right now. Libby is the public library reading site, which I haven't been using that often recently because school has been taking up all of my time. Then I have Flipgrid, my iPad files, Evernote, which I used to use before Metamoji Note, but it wasn't working out for me, but I keep it just in case. My calculator, Quizlets. This one is my college app for my chemistry class, but I have not signed into that yet, so I just use the Chrome one. Then I have Google Sheets, Quizzes, Khan Academy, and Spanish Dictionary because I have a Spanish class that I'm terrible at. Alright, and these are my other kinds of things. So first I have Google Photos, which I actually keep all of my pictures on. So yeah, and I also have 4 accounts. Yeah, and my storage is not doing well, so that's nice. Then I have Gmail, which I use through school and home. I have eBay. This is actually where I got my Apple Pencil case and my Smart Keyboard Folio. Then Yelp, which is just fun again to scroll through and find new places. Pinterest, I love Pinterest, I use it all the time. And I have a lot of boards. Most of them are of animals, so like I'll have a certain animal and they'll be organized between care tips and cute pics. And I have bedroom boards, funny board, just some really fun stuff. If you want to follow me on here, this is my Pinterest. And yeah. So that is YouTube, which I obviously use all the time just to watch videos on. Netflix, which I also use all the time. Apple Books I do use sometimes. I am reading a book off of there right now, but like I said before, I don't have a lot of time to read anymore, so it's taking me kind of long. Notes I also use all the time. I use it to make my Christmas list, so that's kind of fun. And then I use it so much. Then Minecraft, it's one of my favorite games on here. I don't play many games on my iPad, but Minecraft is one of the ones that I play a lot. And I love the mobile version because it's so much easier to do mods and stuff. So yeah, here's just a glimpse at my town, or my area, I guess. I did put some Christmas decorations up. And yeah, that's my house. And yeah, here it is. I mean, that's Minecraft. I'd probably log off or else I'll be on here for a while. Okay. Then, oops, let's exit out of here. Come on. Okay. Then is Amazon, which right now everyone is using, I think, a lot. Then I have this app called Notes Teacher because I'm trying to learn how to read notes, music notes, and it's kind of hard. So basically it just gives you a note and you have to try to match them all, but I'm not going to try right now because it's taking me a long time to get used to it again. Then I have iMovie, which I've been using to edit my videos on. Then I have music. I use Apple Music and I personally like it, but I've never tried Spotify with the premium before. But I'm perfectly happy with my Apple Music. I love it. It has all my playlists on there, and then yeah. And I also love listening to music on my iPad because the screen is so much bigger. So if I were listening to a song, I could have the album cover here while what's playing next here, or my personal favorite, having the lyrics up. So yeah. Then I have Bazaar. This is an app I use a lot for Photoshop projects and also like to start off my thumbnails. I made my screensaver on here. This was my previous screensaver, but I changed it to this one because I thought it looked a little cleaner. I'm not too sure, I don't know. And yeah, I just have a bunch of projects on here. These are actually, if you saw my room tour, this is what I have over my windows. I just made these quotes things on this app. Then this is Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. Like I said, I don't play many games on here, but this is one of the ones that I am personally obsessed with. I didn't get really into Pocket Camp when it first came out, but once I got my iPad, the experience was just a whole another experience basically, and I loved it way more on my iPad. On the phone, it is a little weird, and I didn't really like it either, but if you have an iPad, I definitely recommend this. And if you like Animal Crossing, I definitely recommend. Then I have the rest of my games here. I don't play pretty much any of these, but I did download a bunch of Apple Arcade ones because I got the free trial with the iPad. The ones that I do like the most on here are Daily Crossword Puzzles, Draw It, Mario Kart, and then this is what I use to get my mods on Minecraft, so that one, add-ons, yeah. And then this is my editing place, most of it. The main ones I use are PicMonkey to finish up my thumbnails, Visco to edit some pictures that I take just for fun at home with my family and stuff, HP Smart to download pictures from my editing apps and to print pictures from my printer. All of these have different uses, like this one I use to blur stuff, this one I use to put a vintage filter over it. They all just have random uses that I use. And finally, here's my main page. I haven't really done much with the widgets yet because there's not much space on it on the iPad, but usually I just keep the scroll one, the battery one, and also this widget right here is the Steve game. So basically you can pick your characters by collecting coins, buying some once you go to the Steve app, or by watching ads. And right now I just have this Christmas elf one, which I think is super cute and fun when you really just need a break from school or something. And then I have my clock, app store, settings, photos, calendar, and then these are some random apps. These are ones that I don't touch more on the second page, and the first ones I may or may not need it, but it's right there. Alright, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this What's My iPad. If you want to see something more specific, let me know. I really just want to know what you guys want to see, so comment down below and let me know. I would love to hear your opinions on video, whether it's constructive criticism or video ideas. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye! A green cellular 64 GB iPad. I actually have, so make sure you watch that. Yeah.